At ease. It's your boy Soul Immortal. Guys, if you've had certain goals set and you still haven't achieved them, in other words, if 6 months have passed and nothing in your life have changed, right? If a year has passed, if 3 years have passed and you have goals and you're seeing no change in your life, you have to come to grips with the fact that you're doing something wrong, right? Now it's gonna fall into one of three situations, right? Either one, you're unaware of who you are and what you're capable of. Two, you simply don't believe in yourself. Or three, you don't trust yourself.
Is it not written in your law that ye are gods? You understand what I'm saying? So it just depends on what level you own based on whether you're human or whether you're immortal.
Now, when I talk about, door number one, when I say that you're unaware, I think that there are very few people nowadays that are unaware of who they are and what they're capable of, right? I think there are very few people that think that, that still go by the original script that we were given, several years ago. In other words, grow up, go to school, either go to college or get you a job, get married, have 2.5 kids, vote for a president, either right or left, pay your taxes, and die. I believe that most people are aware that there's much more to life than that now, right? And then when it comes to belief, I think that most people believe, even if a person is in a situation where their life is not manifesting, their life is not doing the things they wanted to do, when they see someone winning, they're still aware that this person is following a certain guideline. This person is following a certain, this person has learned how to manipulate cause and effect in this realm to get the desired result. Even a person that's not winning can see that and know that's what's taking place, right? So it takes us to door number three, which is, I don't think most people trust themselves, right? I think most people are aware of who they are. They believe in what they're capable of, but they're somehow just spending their whole lives standing on the edge of a diving board. So if trust is your issue, then how do you begin trusting yourself? Now, the easy answer is to say, just have faith. Set your goals, write it down, meditate on it, step into it, and just jump and believe, right? That's the easy answer. But very few people can move in that way, including myself. And that's really what took me so long to get to the point where I am now. I should have been here years ago, right? But this is what I had to do, guys. The first thing I had to do was to realize, or understand where my thermostat was set, right? I had to understand where my governor was set in my life. Back when I was in the military, we used to have these, I used to drive track vehicles. I used to drive, certain trucks, Hemmets and stuff. And even when I got out of the military, when I was driving trucks for Halliburton, we had these massive engines, man, these Cats, these Detroits, right? These Cummins engines. And they had horsepower out the ass, torque out the ass, right? But them things would max out around, 60 miles an hour, 65 miles an hour, when they had potential to do way bigger numbers. And the reason they would peak out at a low number is because they had a governor set. There was something internal that regardless of how much power it had, it was going to stop at a certain level, right? And you have to understand, guys, that there's a governor and there's a thermostat in you. When it comes down to, everything in life, when it comes down to the women that you interact with, that you approach, right? When it comes down, especially to the amount of money you make, that cap is only set by you. It has nothing to do with a college degree. It has nothing to do with the population of your city. It has nothing to do with the color of your skin. It has nothing to do with your gender. It has nothing to do with a criminal record you may or may not have. It's all a thermostat and a governor set in your mind. I can remember when I was going through layoff after layoff after layoff, man, and I could get out of the job and I could go to a completely different industry, completely different city. And it seems like my pay would always come in like a little $5,000 to $6,000 window. Like I was always in this range doing something completely different. And I was like, how is it that I'm always getting this same pay? And after just reading so many different books, I realized that I said, hey, I'm setting this number. I'm setting this number. Once I remove that ceiling, and once I put myself over a six-figure mark, guys, I'm telling you, those opportunities started to come see me. I didn't have any more extra education. I didn't have anything other special. It was all something that was built in my mind. Now, once you come to understanding where your thermostat or where your governor is set, guys, then it's time to say, you know what? What's the next level for me? Like, where do I want to go? Now, this is where people mess up. This is where I messed up for the longest. Everybody wants to swing for the fence. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to go from making, $35,000 or $50,000 a year, and in their mind they're like, you know what? I want to be a millionaire. I want to be $1 million. I want a Lamborghini. I want this. I want that. I'm telling you guys, it's hard to and I'm not saying it's impossible, because it is, and I'll explain what makes it so hard. It's hard to go from A to Z instantly. Do some people do it? Yes, some people have the ability to do that, and if you work it a certain way, things will play out. But if I say it right now, guys, all of us have the potential to be millionaires next month, next year. You know what I'm saying? It is possible. The thing is, it comes down to, do you believe that you can be a millionaire? You know what I'm saying? We can all be billionaires next year. It's possible. But do we really believe we can? And this is going to come down to each individual. You know what I'm saying? Again, there's no limit. There's no limit on your belief and your faith, but you have to be honest with yourself. Like in my mind right now, I know how much money I make a year. And if I said to myself, you know what, I want to make $1 million in the next 3 months, I can say that, but in my mind, I've limited myself. Like my governor doesn't go that high. I know I can do it, but my belief isn't there yet. That's why we gotta constantly work our way up, right? So the way to start trusting yourselves, guys, is just start off. If you're having a problem with growth, just start off setting small goals. You know what I mean? So if you're on a salary, or if your paycheck is constant, let's say for example, you bring in, just for a raw number, let's say you're making $2,000 a month, and it's always right around 2,000. It might be up 50 or down 50. Set you a goal to make, instead of $2,000 a month, set you a goal to make $2,300 a month. Now you don't know how you're gonna do it. You have no idea how you're gonna do it. But set that intention and getting that energy. You know what? I no longer make $2,000 a month. Now I make $2,300 a month. And step into that energy. Move in that energy. Walk and talk in that energy. That's a lot easier than saying, okay, I'm a millionaire in the next 6 months. You know what I'm saying? And once you start moving in that direction, I promise, God, on everything I know, you'll start seeing your life change. You'll start seeing opportunities come your way to get you there. Now, once you start seeing these small goals over and over and over, and not just financially, in all parts of your life, you'll begin to trust yourself. See, it's not a rocket to the moon. It's not a swing to the fence. It's all about making plays. You know what I mean? It's all about making small move after small move after small move. And I'm telling you guys, once you do this, you'll begin to start trusting yourself. Now, when I say that you need to start stepping toward a thing and start becoming a thing, guys, this is the most crucial part. And when it comes down to like finances, you've heard me say this before, I'm sure, but I'm going to say it again because it's so important. When you set these financial goals, let's say, for example, if you want to go from $35,000 to $45,000. Now, I'm telling you, when you set these financial goals, you have to understand that a dollar amount means absolutely nothing, man. You telling God, you telling the universe that you want to go from $35,000 to $45,000 a year, you might as well say, I want to go from $35,000 to $1 billion a year, because the universe does not understand that. I'm telling you, man, I was talking to a brother the other day, and I was talking about my vision board and how I had a certain dollar amount. I heard certain places I wanted to go and how it was hindering me. And I'll talk about that, But when I say stepping toward it and becoming it and talking about dollar amounts, you have to transfer that dollar amount to literal currency. And I mean energy when I'm talking currency. You have to imagine what life will be like when you make that. For example, if you're dating a girl, if you and your girl will be able to take, one trip to Jamaica every year, if you'll be able to take your mom or your pops, on a little quick, couple of $100 shopping spree, if you'll be able to, buy your little sister or your little brother nicer gifts for their birthday, if you'll be able to treat yourself to something different, if you'll be able to upgrade your car, if you can upgrade, from a smaller apartment to a bigger apartment, you have to know what these things are. Dollar amount means nothing, because this is why this is important, guys. If you're saying you want to go from 35 to 45 and you're keeping it in that energy, it doesn't understand. But your energy in your mind, when you're meditating, when you're saying this is what 45,000 feels like, your 45,000 might be 160. You know what I'm saying? You sitting there asking for 45, but your energy is 160. So it's about what energy you want to have, right? In the same token, you might say, I want to go from $65,000 to $400,000 a year. Your energy might not even need $45,000 a year. I'm telling you guys, a lot of guys, for some reason, everybody wants to be a millionaire. I'm telling you, to have the things you want in life, the average man, you don't need to make $1 million a year. I'm not saying that shouldn't be a goal, but that shouldn't be the goal. That shouldn't be the only tier I'm telling you, if a person can get to 150, if a person can get to 300, if a person can get to $600,000 a year, you can afford the thing that most men want. You can afford you a Lambo. You can afford you a bigger crib. You can afford to see the world. You don't really need to be a billionaire to be, considered successful or even happy or whatever, guys. But it's important. It's not even negotiable. You have to transfer that dollar amount to energy. At the end of the day, guys, it's all about trusting yourself. It's all about willing to risk. It's all about standing on what you believe. And I'm telling you, once you take these small goals and you start seeing them, come to being, over and over and over, that's how you grow. Next thing you know, you'll be wanting to increase your income by 20 and 30% year after year after year. And you'll understand, man, that once you move in that direction, once you become it, once you trust the process and the creator, brother, it'll be child's play.